NBC, by the way, one of the usual suspects pushing a campaign of disinformation, along with the New York Times, the Washington Post, and others. Those outlets reporting this week that Comey requested more resources from the Justice Department to investigate collusion between the Trump campaign and Russia. Not so. The acting director of the FBI, Andrew McCabe, contradicted that reporting today.
Can you confirm that that request was in fact made?
I cannot confirm that request was made. We don't typically request resources for an individual case. And as I mentioned, I strongly believe that the Russia investigation is adequately resourced.
At what point does a news outlet gain a reputation for repeatedly stating mistruths, untruths, misrepresenting, lying about the President of the United States? At what point is there a consequence? Our next guest says President Trump was right to remove James Comey as director of the FBI. He says it sends an important message. Joining me now, Christian Adams, former Department of Justice attorney serving under both Presidents Bush and Obama. Chris, good to have you with us. And let's start with this is a remarkable statement that there was going to be, Comey had requested additional resources just days before he was fired by the president. This nonsense that persists and then is turned into a campaign of disinformation by what were once considered reliable news organizations.
Yeah, the sources of that story were in a 9-hour frenzy because they thought they had a smoking gun, which proved to be a lie. But Lou, look, those news outlets, the familiar ones, I won't mention their names, are integrated components of the DNC Democrat Capitol Hill operation. They are not independent news sources. They are part of the Democrat attack plan on Trump. They're fully integrated with each other, so nobody should be surprised that the NBC,
I don't think
CBS...
anyone, by the way, watching this broadcast is surprised by a bit of it. So don't worry about surprise. The shock value, the shock quotient here is a very high threshold.
Yeah, the other thing happening, Lou, is the entire Washington chattering class is so bent out of shape about this story. Remember, folks, the law, the Constitution, says the president could fire Comey for any reason, yet they don't like how it was done. They weren't consulted. They weren't talked to ahead of time. President Trump didn't phone members of the Senate.
Did you hear Senator Warner today? Who does he think he is? He was supposed to be the reliable, sedate, careful, cautious establishment figure, along with Senator Burr and the rest of the Intelligence Committee. My God, he's holding forth with value judgments sentence by sentence, not paragraph by paragraph. It's outrageous, the things he was saying today.
Think about it. This is the same Democratic Party that for 67 years laughed at you if you were concerned about Russian involvement in the United States. You were a punchline. But now they're obsessed with Russia influencing the election. What they don't care about, Lou, is the real foreign influence on our election. Unfettered illegal immigration, people getting registered to vote, non-citizen voting that James Comey's FBI didn't prosecute once for 8 years.
And distorting to support your point, and distorting by millions of residents in California, Illinois, Massachusetts, Florida, creating congressional districts where none should exist, and overrepresentation in those states that bring in illegal immigrants, and underrepresentation in states that follow the law.
Yeah, if the Democrats really cared about the election integrity, they would worry about people like they nominated for Congress, like Wendy Rosen, who voted twice for president, the Democrat nominee in the 1st Maryland Congressional District. This FBI under Comey never prosecuted her. She committed federal felonies over and over again.
What did this? Let's go through the prosecutions. The Justice Department's FBI, famously involved in Fast and Furious, famously going to resolve with their agents standing in the ruins of the Benghazi consulate. We never saw the reports from that, did you? I've never seen the conclusion. I've never seen a single person indicted as a result of an FBI investigation into those big scandals of the Obama years. all 8 of those years.
Yeah, let's talk about the racially motivated hate crimes against Americans of all races and creeds that the FBI refused to investigate under Comey and Obama. We can go on about selective law enforcement that endangered American election integrity, endangered Americans' lives, yet these Democrats are obsessed with a phantom Russian threat.
Let me ask one question as we conclude here, Chris. Who was it at the DNC who told the FBI that they could not come into the DNC, even as the FBI is alerting them to the fact that the Russians have invaded the United States, just at least one piece of it, and that was the servers of the Democratic National Committee, and not a single person at the FBI has ever explained why they accepted that rejection from the servers and the offices of the DNC. There are a lot of questions here. You would think there would be a clamor for special investigators by Senator crying Chuck Schumer, but no.